Grab your favorite drink. Sit back and relax. You're chilling with HexAsians. With your host, Crypto Vince, Uncle Kevin Hex, and middle class working man.
HexAsians? Nice.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! Emotional damage! Give me sushi!
Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. This is me, Dr. Dheeraj More, once again coming to you live on HexAsians. Uh, yes, the reading through chat. It's my formal duty to ask everyone what they are drinking. Hex Futures was already here, and he already presumed my question and has replied. He is drinking water. And Parley from far away, good morning to you too. And he's having spam and eggs. Spam and eggs. Oh, nice. And we have our regular listener, Ahmed Nabil. Good evening. And Parley is drinking pineapple juice along with his spam and eggs. That's great. I Are you preparing for something for by drinking pineapple juice? You know, there is a very famous meme regarding pineapple juice. But anyways, just uh, carrying on. Ahmad is saying just drinking water with apple cider vinegar as usual. Great. For me, right now I am not drinking anything. Earlier I had a bit of coffee, which was normally uh, this today I got some special Arabica roast from a local brewer. You know, support small coffee shops. You know that's something that is going on along with boycotting Starbucks. But hey, I'm not going to boycott Starbucks. I like Starbucks coffee. Mm, You know, there were a couple of YouTube videos saying the Starbucks hired a new CEO because there was a decline in revenue. Uh, Everybody is saying it's due to a global boycott. I think it may be true, but you know, simultaneously, I saw a video regarding how milk tea is gaining popularity over the world. So hey, like maybe that could also explain a few things. Like people are drinking milk tea instead of Starbucks. Possible. We could do a chain analysis for if possible. But hey, it's a good as good a theory as any economist. Like, and I think I discussed this so previously. these are what are known as giffen goods, where the like they are substitute goods. So sometimes when things one thing becomes quite expensive, people shift to another thing. Oh, yeah, Starbucks has raised its prices, so maybe people are shifting to a substitute, even though, like, yeah, milk tea isn't that different in terms of price, but still, yeah, as you can guess, my thoughts are going haywire already. I've marked this or titled this stream as an end of an era. Nothing to do with the world news going on, but it's something personal for me. The my contract for the place I'm renting right now is getting over in a few days, or rather this week, and the landlord has refused to refused to update the or renew the contract. So after around 4 years, I will be moving to a new place. So it's an end of an era, you know. So I've been I hope like that's why I am a bit of emotional, you know. There are so many things like on stream. All of my streams were from this place so far. There is a kind of a joke because of my headboard, or that I appear to be streaming from a what restaurant booth, but eh, so many memories, of course. This room has been very lucky for me because here I came to know about Richard Hart and Hex. So it's always the most but the luckiest thing to happen to me. But there are so many good memories. Plus, I have been cleaning the room, and I found a few things I thought I had lost. Like I had an umbrella which I had brought from India to the Philippines while traveling, and I like 2 years ago I thought I lost it. But apparently it had fallen and rolled behind the couch. So I felt lucky finding it. But yeah, it brought back a lot of memories. So I am a bit emotional, but hey, that's why I have kind of kept the camera off, and also, mm, hey, let me go to Hex Future is. Are you asking me to be your roomie? Well, currently, I'm I'm still not sure whether I will be able to accommodate a roomie. I'm the place I am going to move to is much smaller, much more uh, inconvenient. But so hopefully, I will be able to stream from that place too next week. But hey, that's a different story. So, hey, but that is an option. Like, if you are coming to the Philippines, then yeah, you can be my roomie for how long you want. But hey, like, I think there is like a free travel to the Philippines, like visa free travel to the Philippines for Americans. Yeah, the Philippines is already a kind of the new management or the new or the to be the current government is very pro US. So up to you if you want to travel. Other than that, what I haven't been checking out, like I've been scrolling through Twitter a lot, but yeah, I have a lot of people muted, so my I live in my own echo chamber, which is I feel is kind of a good. I don't know what things are going on. One thing I noticed was BankX is giving out uh, their stable coin in exchange for buying EX, which I'm finding like very funny. Like if you are selling EX to get it's weird. It's weird, and I highly recommend not doing so. Yes, I am already I am a hex maximalist, so I am pro hex as well. That is another thing that is still going on, which I kind of hate, but I don't really want to participate the hex debate. Like, look, the thing is, when the hex maximalists or only one hex guys are like become quiet when the EX price is moving, and then when it starts falling, they are again like, hey, look, I told you it's a bad idea. Like, why? What is the problem with you having holding both hexes on both chains? Then they give weird examples like like Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, the one is that moved to that held on to the real Bitcoin profited. But here again, like yeah, you see, technically, uh, uh, technically, literally, technologically, BCH was the more advanced chain. Everybody should have moved to BCH, but nobody did. So, plus, if you held on to both your Bitcoin and BCH and continued to DCA into Bitcoin, I would say, yeah, we were probably still in profit. Uh, Even though, yeah, BCH isn't that like the BCH chart isn't that good looking, but you got it for free. So anything it does is kind of a bonus. Um, Ahmad is saying, yeah, oh, heard about that. Yeah, the bank. Yeah, stay away, please. The hex thing. See, once again have mentioned the thing is the those who already had their hex staked for 15 years, they cannot do anything with their hex, and dumping that price hurts them, which is I am also one of those participants. So if you had a EHEX, what you call EHEX liquid, yeah, and you dumped, yeah, good for you. You made a few bucks, but you kind of hurt both prices because I think like last I checked, there was around $1 million in hex pool. So yeah, the liquidity and therefore the prices are kind of interlocked, or the fates have been intertwined. So uh, selling either of the hexes hurts prices for both the hexes. My the best thing one can do is, yeah, if you have hex stakes coming out, just depending whether it is even profitable to end stake, and if it is, then it would be best you port it over to Pulse chain. And yeah, hex liquidity pool is still active. It is paying out around 20% in APR, that is in fees, excluding the impermanent loss. But again, the impermanent loss isn't that bad. Like, the ratio has been around 1:5 for a long time, and those who have been providing liquidity there have been kind of the impermanent loss would have been negated very a long time ago. So plus, like, yeah, if you are getting one side of the liquidity for free, so you are there isn't impermanent loss. You are just making profit because you got one side for free. uh, that's how I think about it. Like, that is the solution that helps everyone. There is this, what you call, I heard it from Richard Hart. Yes, tragedy of the commons. Yeah, so selling EHEX price may be profitable for you, but it indirectly hurts the entire ecosystem, and therefore hurts everybody, and therefore it it indirectly hurts you, unless that you are like exiting out of the hex ecosystem completely with that. So that's a different story altogether. But hey, I learned something new just a few days ago. I don't know how true it is, but this theory of tragedy of the commons, yeah, it was kind of invented to explain, or rather to justify, taking the land away from the natives. The classical example given of, if there is a common grassland where you allow cows to eat the grass, um, people will tend to overgraze, and it will deteriorate the land. Therefore it will hurt everybody, because thus individual, so it requires individual responsibility. Now, you can go into the details of the example itself. Like, yeah, when cows graze, yeah, they are also simultaneously fertilizing the land with their manure. So it doesn't actually deteriorate as much. Plus, if there is, like, somebody is overgrazing the pasture, a common pasture, it is usually noticed by others, and usually there either by uh, discussion, or negotiation, or rather sometimes by, what you call, force implementation. Yeah, yeah, there is a way to control that. So this tragedy of the commons is kind of a, Theoretically it is correct, not always practically true. Yes, I may be deviating from the topic. Yeah, what was I talking before this? Yes, hex, like, yeah, I this infighting only is going to, like, put more bad light on the community. So I refrain from it. At, just my attitude is now, yeah, do whatever you want. My suggestion is, yeah, farming hex farm is the rather the best option to do. Even though there isn't a farm anymore, but hey, there is one thing I envision or hope. uh, Even though I have to say no expectations, because yeah, we don't know when this will happen, but at some point of time, the PulseX DAO would be active. We were, according to the what is written in the smart contract, we are hoping for PulseX tokens to be decentralized enough to actually have a meaningful vote on DAOs. But yeah, once that happens, we can vote in which farms are to be active. I hope 2025 would be the year that happens. Like, but hey, this is just my wishful thinking. That is something, but this is something I'm looking out towards. Uh, yeah, and of course, the other thing would be single stick sided staking on PulseX, which I don't think will be happening. Yeah, the reason behind, I think, is single sided staking is done to promote other coins. And as far as Richard Hart is concerned, like he has already mentioned, he only likes the ticker symbols he has created. So why would he allow other tokens to be promoted for on his platform? So yeah, I don't think PulseX single-sided staking is going to be available. But if really, if you want to, why not just, if you have Pulse, just yeah, buy some Pulse. Rather, if you have Pulse X, buy some Pulse and use that to provide liquidity, and you will be earning incentive token, and then you can use that increase the my it hasn't been really that profitable in terms of dollars, but when you consider in terms of the tokens themselves, like, yeah, it's kind of good. And I hope, like, we have already seen what can happen on the when price rises, everything is like happens suddenly. So hopefully we will be able to, rather, I will be able to profit from it. And I see the Silver Sailor joining us. Boom to you too. What's up, HexAsians? And salute to D. That is me. Nice to see you, Silver Sailor. And we were just talking random things. Yeah, I am in a kind of a emotional situations because I will be moving places, and a lot of things going on. Other thing, yeah, the latest thing going on right now is the Starship launch. Uh, Amazing, yeah, feat of technology. They had the last booster land on the chopsticks, which is good. It is still not anywhere close to being reusable, but and I I'm not a big fan of space programs that, because that money could have been used for a lot of other things that are useful to the general public. And we have already seen, we had, I think, two cyclones occurring. uh, no, cyclones occur on the in the southern hemisphere. Hurricanes, what were the names, like Helene and Greg or something. I don't know why, but yeah, apparently they don't have as much money allocated to disaster relief, whereas, yeah, they spend billions of dollars on watching uh, giant explosions. Luckily, now the spaceships don't explode, like the SpaceX vehicles don't explode as much, but that things could have been used for much better purposes. And don't get me started on now the uselessness of Starlink. And anyways, yes, Silver Sailor as SpaceX is fake X. Look, I'm not a fan of flat Earth. Um I do believe space is real, but anyways, it's a different topic altogether. You, yeah, there is a lot of things. See, it's I will assume it to be true until proven as otherwise. But my point is, yeah, there is money misallocation of resources. You know, not to mention all the money that is being sent to Ukraine and Israel, and uh, probably there is going to be another front that is going to open soon. Uh, I hope not. Like, it's in nobody's benefit. But yeah, anyways. Hey, I just got a notification that there is another live stream going on. Or just let me check. I don't know whether it is live or not, but no. YouTube gave me a notification for the Crypto Wonder podcast. Yeah, so Crypto Wonder released a video just a few um, in 15 hours ago. Yeah, I listened to it already. I don't know why YouTube does this. It gives out random notifications like I already watched the video. Why are you notifying me again? Yeah, so there was this tweet from Kareem that yeah he's up, out of imprisonment and he has repaid all the money that was given to him as loan. Uh, yeah, good to hear. I don't know how much of it was loan, how much of it was donation, how much he has paid back, but good for him. Like, uh, hopefully, he has learned his lesson and won't be take special precautions while traveling. But I like, hey, what's the point of being a part of the one of the richest communities in crypto if you don't get uh, some kind of donations from it? Like, is my new motto, which I'm and we have Nope joining us. He's saying when Moon. Uh, my I have made my prediction mid May 2025. Just be on a lookout. Uh, hope and X Future Wonder got in my notification 2 hours ago. I went in the comment section to talk about staking penalties and staking strategies. Yes, that is another thing. Like, you see, emergency and staking is there for a reason. Yes, it's it could have been made such that you could never unlock your tokens unless you have served your entire duration, but it has been designed for a reason, that way for a reason. So yes, and in case of an emergency, yes, you have the ability and the right to emergency and stake, and the penalties are quite high. And not only just the early end stake, but even the late end stake penalties. The late end stake penalties are even higher. I think it is like 2% per day, and I have experienced it. One of my like I stake on ehex, I almost forgot. Um, Rather, it wasn't as profitable because at the time of end staking, at the time it matured, because Ethereum fees were crazy. But then Ethereum fees came down, and I went to end stake it, and oh, like yeah, that late even the late end stake fees do cut into your uh, profit, I guess. Didn't touch the principal, but yes. And regarding streaking strategies, yeah, I think again we were talking about tragedy of the commons. The I think like the laddered stake strategy is the best overall for the considering everyone. There are other. I had come up with another strategy. It is called the barbell strategy. Like instead of having multiple stakes ending every year, like every few months or a year, and having staking out till 15 years, you just do two stakes, one small and one max length, and you as you DCA and stake more, you can fill like uh, every time you buy and stake, you stake it on that till the end date. So let's say hypothetically, I am buying th- 30,000 hex. I stake uh, 10,000 for 15 years, and 20,000 for 1 year, and I slow the and when my 1 year stake ends, I again, depending on whether it is in profit, I take my profit, and the rest again, I when I'm restaking, I split it into two. That is one for 1 year, and the other one ending on the same date as the previous 15 year stake. That is like, so on that day, uh, you will have a giant chunk of X that will be available to you, kind of like your what you call retirement benefit. Uh, so what is it called, 401k, right, in the US, in India. So these are something you can things you can. Yeah, there are a lot of innovative strategies you can come up with, but the laddered stake is simplest to explain, and uh, I guess it's best for everyone. So yeah. If you have any other strategies, you can mention any. Other than, yeah, but other than that, now there are. I think we need to change a lot of things because we have other things also available. One thing, yeah, I discussed it on the last stream. We already have pooled stakes, which are also um, kind of helpful, especially on Ethereum, because that way the fees for staking and end staking are kind of minuscule. Plus, you have the option of being liquid. The only problem is the liquidity of those tokens is not very big. So you might not be able to cash out. But if you are planning to hold on till the end of the epoch, uh, or rather the end of the period, then yeah, pool stakes are also good. Plus, we have the icosahedron thing where you can create NFTs and trade them off stakes and trade them freely. Uh, the only problem I had with that is, yeah, they should have made it so that you could have a custom image on your hex stake. Like, I think it is possible now, but not really sure. But if that had been like, then it would have been even better. Um, other other than that, I think there was another protocol I discussed, Hex One or something. Even though I don't think it is as secure, it's uh, you can, yeah, like create an NFT and borrow against the stake. If you want to, again, don't borrow against your stake unless required. That is, yeah, a different issue. Mm, X Futures crack the head strategy is to buddy with a squid or dolphin. Um, it's a social strategy. The the crackhead strategy seems interesting. I don't know what you mean exactly. Like buddy with a squid or a dolphin. I like like pool in your money with him so that they can stake for you, or like stake at the same time as a squid or a dolphin. I think that seems legit, and that is also something you should kind of look out for when your stakes are ending. I I showed this I think last week. At hex.win/charts, it has a chart of when the hex stakes are ending, and you could plan your stakes to end when some of the major stakes are ending, because usually what happens is, if whale has a stake ending and he wants to take profit on that day, then it is likely he might do something to pump the price till that day. So that is something to look out for. Um, I don't. I just randomly stake. But yeah, burying with a squid or dolphin is a decent strategy. Hmm, I uh, uh, I would really like a crackhead is a drug user, a crack cocaine who would want no responsibility, instead of instead hoping for the generosity of a large taker. No, I know what a crackhead is, but what do you, like? So just to hope for donations from a mm, whale or a dolphin or a squid is what you're saying. That is a different story altogether. Like, if you are not, that isn't. So for a hex strategy to be discussed, you have to discuss to people who are going to buy hex, right? So yeah, crackhead would not be buying hex, I assume. And we have Tin Top joining us. Nice to see you. Peace. Yeah, so I've discussed. Which, speaking of being dependent on benevolence, I have been. I am reminded of the Hex Guild treasury. I think there would be some stakes coming out next month. I don't know whether they are profitable or anything. I don't know what to be done is to be done with it. Uh, but hey, Tintop is saying peace, love, and 5555. Yes, peace, love, and 55. Um, we have Eco Builder joining us. Nice to see.
Hey,
Bonjour. Hello.
hello. Yeah, so the crackhead staker strategy is to not stake yourself and instead rely on other people's generosity and be a part of the community. I thought that was kind of funny. I just made it up whenever you were talking about staker strategies. Like, what are all the different staker strategies? I don't know if I exactly understood the dumbbell one that you were talking about because I was doing some other stuff and listening to you in the background. But I'm gonna go and review that if it is that you're not gonna go over it right now for me. And then
So,
those hex guild stakes. Yeah, I think it's every fall and spring. So we should have one coming around here for the fall that we could check up on. I'm not sure who owns it, but for everybody who doesn't know, over there at the Hex Guild group, I created 30 stakes, uh, one for every 6 months, going out 15 years. And then those got copied over to Pulse Chain as well. So we've got some cleaning house to do, especially, once things arrive at all-time highs. Because whenever I staked those, each one was about $100, and it was about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Cool.
yeah, yeah, and sorry, haven't been able to stream on the Hex Guild channel, though I have been planning to. Uh,
All
you know,
good. When people's energy gets to them, go with the flow. And then on top of that, you haven't seen me do it. So,
yeah, that is also part of my excuse. Like, hey, I am not the sole proprietor of the channel. Like, so I don't. This channel, I am the only one keeping alive HexAsians, uh, because other people have abandoned it. But Hex Guild, yeah, there are active members who, if they want, they can stream or at least pester me to do a live stream. Plus, you know, I think regarding permaculture and all, like, general health, we have covered most of the topics. I don't like bringing up new topics is a different thing. But I had mentioned I was kind of working on a video essay. Hell is other people, but right now I am the one in hell because my the laptop which I was working on died again, and I have lost information. I don't know why it didn't get backed up, but anyways, excuses. I will do it when I feel the energy to. Let's see. So the barbell strategy I was talking about earlier is something, again, we it is a legit strategy in legacy finance, for time deposits, where instead of like uh, you have two uh, stakes, uh, or in terms of deposit, so one shorter one and a longer one. So that is why the barbell, and usually is a barbell because both are of equal weightage. So in terms of, if it was, when you are thinking about in terms of x, it would be the same amount of t shares. uh, so that's why I gave the example, like, say, I was taking 30,000 hex. So 10,000 for 15 years and to 20,000 for 1 year, they would approximately give the same amount of stakes, that is, or t-shares, that is around 0.3 t-shares. But this is an example. So you are earning amount same amount of interest daily on those both of the stakes. Plus, there is this complex math that you see when you are splitting up those hex for staking into ladders. Yeah, there is some suboptimal distribution, because the earlier stakes that will be coming out will eat into what could have been staked for longer. So there is another thing. But yeah, the strategy is simple: one short stake, one long stake. The short one you keep rolling, and if you are buying in more again, then or staking again, same thing. Split it into two. One short one, approximately a year, and a long one 5, and the longer one you restake to end on the same date as the previous long stake. So you have a date you are looking forward to when you will have a huge mass coming out. So that, I hope
Cool.
people do that, and people for time deposits, and some, what do you call it, insurance policy, not insurance policy, kind of insurance policy, where, like, my financial advisor had explained it to me, like, so once, like, have multiple, not policies, which all expire so on the same day, but you can, like, because how do you call, the one, now there are, still don't know how to explain it in terms of
Yeah, you're
hex.
struggling there.
See, yeah, so yeah, now I remember that this was something. So you have 15 stakes which are ending on the same day. You can like end all of them and use one of them to take profit, and the profit can be used to pay for the transactions of the other stakes to be restaked. So that is how things also kind of work out.
So you set
Yeah,
that up on Ethereum? Would you recommend that for Ethereum, where people are, instead of buying ETH right now, thinking that they're able to calculate how much fees they're going to pay in the future, instead add a little another stake off? Whoa, wait a minute. Then you would have to unstake that too. Never mind.
yeah. So
Never mind. I just brain farted. My bad. Stinks over here.
even I have that kind of, for Ethereum. I think for retail it is not even viable to be staking and unstaking long. So for long term, if you want to, um, I would really recommend using one of the pools, and now or just buying, what do you call, is the hex stake market, are NFTs, I think, would be available, right? Like icosa, hidron NFTs for hex stakes, HSIs, or yeah, I forgot the word for it, HSIs. Yeah, you can have that either also.
Yeah, HSI stands for Hex Stake Instant, right?
Yeah, so instead of staking, you could buy that for shrimps like me. Ethereum staking is not a viable option individually. Either uh, uh, and but what was I saying? Yeah, for I think for squids and higher, it should work. Like, yeah, just if you don't have Ethereum already, I would suggest not buying Ethereum. Like, to be staking, um, just directly buy Pulse Chain and buy Hex on Pulse Chain and stake it that way. And for those who have Hex stakes on Ethereum, yeah, I either consider a shorter stake. And that is also something. It is a legit thing. A rolling 30-day streets stake strategy. Yes, that is. mm, You have to be, I think, at least a shark to be doing that, because yeah, ETH fees. I don't know how. Have you tried end staking anytime now? I don't know what the fees are for doing a 30-day stake, or rather stake and unstake. So I
I don't
don't
know about a
think.
30 stake. I don't know about a 30-day one.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be that. The fees should be much less, because the fee depends on the length of the stake. um, but still, I don't think, but they are still going to be high, that and will cut into your profits if your stakes are small. So
Remember,
don't do it.
guys, that the shorter stakes, let's see, the stake in the beginning is not very expensive, but ending the stake might be expensive because it has to do the calculations of each and every day that you were staked, how much was attributed to your wallet.
Yeah, and so no peer is saying at 7 Gwei, 1 year stake on Ethereum was $15. Yeah, at 7 Gwei. And what was, I think, the price of Ethereum is also important. Um, uh, yeah, $15. So your stake has to be at least uh, $50 worth to be profitable. So yeah, that is something to consider. But we never, if my luck is what it has all been so far, whenever my stake comes out, like, it has been definitely more than $15.
What's the
Mm,
largest you've ever paid for an in stake?
I I think it was around.
I think I paid a lot one time, just once though.
Yeah, I think it was around $100, and it was right around. But like, rather, I willingly paid it because it was around the sacrifice phase.
Right.
So yeah, the hex price was also quite good. Plus, so
I think I willingly paid one that was at the height of all this Ethereum Gwei stuff, and I could have sworn it was like $330.
maybe, yeah, things think it's possible. Plus, that's the thing. Like, people. people don't really mind paying high fees provided you are profitable enough. So this whole thing, pulse
Yeah, I had
chain,
no problem with that. I was just fine paying that
because-
because the upside, we were much closer to the 10,000x at that point.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So that is a different issue, but that is a different issue. But because I heard a few people say like, yeah, people are still using Ethereum even because though high fees. So what is even the point of pulse chain? Just like having low fees is not enough. But the thing is, we did this fork of Ethereum because Ethereum Foundation is, and rather was, actively being what you call adversarial to Hex, and it still kind of is, and we never know when they can update the protocol for Ethereum such that uh, Hex may become unviable to operate completely. I don't think they will do that, or it is even possible. But still, why take the risk? That is why we have our own chain now. Anyways, we are
Yeah,
around the
good
one.
call. Because he always talks about the most what is the most vulnerable portions. Make sure that you're paying attention to those. And so yeah, that's a good call.
Plus, yeah, and Ethereum, like, yeah, it has already been co-opted. There is a lot of chain analysis and tracking of people on Ethereum, so that is also a different issue. But really, yeah, at the end of the day, it's everybody is in here for mad gains. So those people, uh, yeah, that was also one thing I wanted to discuss. I don't know whether you guys watched the token 49, the con Bitcoin conference, or rather cryptocurrency conference that occurred in Dubai. And there, my God, I was going to say Edward Norton, not who's the guy who exposed the spying, uh, national agencies spying on US citizens.
We're talking about Snowden.
Yeah, Edward Snowden. Yeah, Snowden. I was going to say Edward Norton, which one of my favorite actors. But uh, yes, Edward Snowden had a talk on in the conference, worth listening to. But something I found out, like I find that his manner of speech was very similar to McAfee, like a couple of years prior, like to his death. If you want to, his, so it kind of felt like he was force fed those lines, or uh, it was, yeah, like most of the talks are scripted, but his manner of speech I find very kind of sus. Plus, he, the thing is, what I have been reading and learning so far is, yeah, there is no such thing as an ex-CIA agent. Once you are a part of the CIA, you are always a part of the CIA. So Could he be just a kind of controlled opposition? And plus, there is this thing like being letting people know that they are being manipulated is also a kind of a manipulation. So I think I have said this regarding there is this effect called the nocebo, um, which is the opposite of a placebo. So when you are told something bad is going to happen to you, uh, you believe that, and bad things do happen. So like making people hyper aware of the surveillance may also have been part of a psyops. Mm, just my random thoughts. Plus, like maybe because of that, those who weren't you like new, what you call, secret channels opening up, and so it's kind of a game of uh, cat and mouse. And I see Finbear in the chat. Hey boys, how's everyone? And oh my god, there are 9 people watching. Uh, I don't know how.
I sent a link to you, Finbear. Telegram.
Telegram.
It's also north
Uh,
in the chat if you scroll up.
no, nope. I saw.
Hey, Daraj, do you think
Yeah.
that Snowden and McAfee kind of like saw the same things? Maybe they're the same generation. I'm just trying to think about what you just said. They're the same generation. They came upon the same discoveries or similar discoveries. They had the same level of maturity in the subject. I'm just spitting stuff. Where is Snowden from? Is he American? American.
Um, I think he was American, but he has been kind of what you call
Hey, what do you think
uh,
about
veiled,
Kim.com? And also
look.
Kim.com, I think I saw a post recently where somebody was like, has anybody heard from this guy in a while?
Yeah, he went. I think there was a arrest warrant for him. Like he has been avoiding it for a long time, and there were talks about extraditing him from. I think he was in New
New
Zealand.
Zealand, yes.
Snowden, I think, uh, if I'm correct, like he was U.S. citizen, then he got exiled to Russia. I think I don't know whether he has taken up citizenship or whether he is like a global citizen or stateless now. Mhm. But what I was saying was like mm, I
You were
really
saying they
can't.
were reading the same script, like they were taught the same
No,
words.
not the words, because McAfee was, yeah, both were talking about the surveillance state. That is true, but what do you call, uh, how the media, or rather, there is a way of speaking on the news networks. Like if you listen to any news channel, the pattern of speech is same. It's called or even on the radio there is a radio voice, how all the radio jockeys like speak in a kind of a way. I find that manner of speech his, and maybe it's just my thoughts, but yeah, I found that kind of manner of speech. So maybe they learned from the same school. is what I'm saying. So we don't know.
Hey, I got a personal question for you. When you go downstairs and you're on the street level and you go into a mall or something, what language are you speaking with the people you interact with?
English to be, the Tagalog. Usually, the language is Tagalish, which is a mix of Tagalog and English. So some basic words in Tagalog and mostly English, because I do speak like Tagalog little bit, but when I can't speak fluently, so when either start with Tagalog and they start speaking too quickly, then I switch to English. That's what I do.
How do you spell that language, that morphed thing? Tagalog? How do you spell that?
T Tagalog. That is the Tagalog is the Filipino language spoken in Manila. So there is no language as such called Filipino. The real language is Tagalog, and mix of Tagalog and English is called Tagalish.
Tagalog. Talalog. Tagalog.
Ta-
Tagalog.
no,
Neat.
Tagalog. It is
Tagalog.
Tagal. Tagalog. It-
All right. Well, I am fascinated by it. And no, I don't want to be your roommate.
Uh, you see, I am also. I was trying to be polite, like yeah.
If you put it this
Though, why would I have like I hate having roommates. Like
right.
yeah, I am paying like twice the money to avoid a roommate. But
All right, everybody in the comments in the replay, tell us if you would be Jiraj's roommate or not. At what circumstances? What size of a place would it have to be?
look, I can like
It's not
tolerate
an
guests.
option, Jiraj says. It's not an option.
Maybe for I think a week is okay. Like we can
Yeah, totally. Couch surf.
for couch surfing. Yeah, it's okay, but no permanent, because I had a very bad experience with it, and with a roommate. So nothing like, but nothing abusive or anything. But it's just like irritating to me. And like yeah, I have a what
I
is
had
it
a bad
called?
experience too, but she was hot.
Yeah, then it is forgivable. I Finbear is typing, oh man, I got to go, just got home from town. Yeah, Kim has just recently been in Europe, Europa documentary. Uh, anyway, 2.01. What is 2.0? I forgot what context it is going on. Tagalog. Yeah, that's kind of the English pronunciation for it. Ahmad is asking, you haven't talked about the dialect yet, Dheeraj. Yeah, Tagalog is a dialect. Yeah, there are other dialects as well. Like there in another people from another city called Cebu. Speak Cebuano. Then there are other dialects as well. No- it's too much to learn, and now I think like uh, I am already feeling old. Learning new languages is not. going to be that easy.
Tin Top says 1 week is the longest to have a house guest. After that, they need a hotel. Ah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, kind of. We have Agenda 69 joining us, and housemate. He says housemate. Yes, not roommate. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
housemate, a huge thing instead of a roommate in a small place.
I don't think like, yeah, now I've been spoiled. Like, yeah, non-family people. I don't think. Yeah, 1 week is my tolerance limit.
Nabel says your room will be the hamster wheel to power the internet. I totally agree. We need like cycles that are fixed cycles to gear things up and recharge batteries. Totally. Run the
You know,
irrigation, run the computers, run the stove.
you know the it's not energy efficient to be.
For me to be cycling with my feet, turning a
Yes,
generator.
yes, because to cycle, you will be spending energy, and that energy, like, is
I usually
going
give $40 to a
going
gym.
going, yeah. Is it like
What about your
yeah,
$70 gym membership? Replace that.
that 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 is a different thing, but like, to be like, calorie per calorie, the food that you eat gets converted into electricity, but the amount of energy that is spent for creating that, like, under normal urban circumstances, like the energy that is used to feed you is that converting that to electricity is no. Now it's a different thing, like if you are going to be exercising anyway on a cycle, and then that is used for generating electricity, but cycling specifically to generate electricity isn't uh, energy efficient. I think there
Stop
is this
trashing my dream.
I remember there was a video that was circulating. I think in China they had McDonald's with cycle stands, where you could sit and cycle and use it to recharge your laptop, or there was a screen.
I'm gonna look up pictures of that.
Yeah, I that is something straight out of, like, wasn't it like in the first episode of what was that, Black Mirror, like, where you paid tokens for cycling.
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
you had to work out and everybody understood that the person who didn't come back was dead and there could only be one. So after a while, I'm getting two of them confused because I binge watched the Black Mirrors there for a little while.
it's the one with the black guy starting a podcast. The one, he places a piece of glass on his neck and gives a rant, which most of the podcasts are. Like, Markowell is saying, connect a generator to your forearm when you watch Sammy Chica's stream. You could charge your Tesla. Oh my god. Uh, like I very I would say not my type. Why? And I would have said there are other better things to look at while charging that generator. But again, like that I have already said this. This also applies to
You're not into
the
Aussies.
yeah,
You're not into Aussies.
no,
So
no.
I'm looking at this McDonald's exercise bike. They're pretty interesting. So they got them in the store facing the window, and there's a long white seat forward and back, and then a tray that's elevated by an arm that goes down below and in the middle. So they're freestanding. They're not very wide, but I guess they're kind of tip proof left and right. And I can't really see a pedal. Oh, the pedals kind of look a little dinky, but it's the seat is white, the tray in front of you is white, and the cap on either side is white with golden arch, kind of like stylistically put in on the right side of it.
Yeah, all part of marketing. Like yeah, just, just to market. Yeah,
It
healthy
looks like
option.
it's a surface charger. You just lay your phone down and charge it instead of
Yeah.
having a plug.
Yeah, that is also a different issue. Like wireless charging is also less efficient. Like if you are using a wireless charger instead of wired one, it is like 30% less efficient. But nobody really cares. You see. Uh, Tintop saying I helped a buddy build a charger for his bike with 130 ampere GM one wire alternators out of an ambulance. Then you just had to pedal slow and easy to get a steady charge for of 24 volt battery banks. See, yeah, building it is not that difficult, and yeah, like cycle alternators have existed for a very long time, like, and but my point was, yes, you can have it for an emergency. Very good. You can have it for fun, but it is not a like a stable source of electrical energy. Or rather, there are better ways of doing it. I even saw some boy, you know, yeah, I saw a design of like a miniature steam turbine that runs on wood, and it is used for generating electricity enough to charge your phone. That is something can be done. You know, kind of a rockets too. So you can use twigs and dried leaves to uh, heat the uh, water and use that to charge your phone. Something viable. So many things. I'm running out. Speaking of steam, I'm running out of steam. Do you have anything else to talk?
Nope. Go Hex. Bye.
Buy and hex stake plus we have our. I was just thinking half of October is gone. But yeah, I'm hoping to have a Spooktober stream. Maybe I'm not sure whether to do it on this stream and or on Hex Guild. Just talking scary ghost stories for Halloween. Uh, 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 let's see. Yeah, bye. And let me just final word would be just take it and go. This mobile.
Take it and go.
And we will see you next week. Where is the outro? Wait a minute. Why is the outro playing? The hell happened?